well, stand for truth, ano. Once and for all, Richard, medyo na-curious na kasi ang ilan sa amin sa mga netizens na recently, parang, I hope you don't mind, mabuting sagutin mo rin, you were bashed dun sa isang event. Medyo vague lang yung buong kwento. Pwede mo pwede mo lang maparating sa amin. Hindi na yata tuloy yung event na yon, pero mukhang na tinira ka ng gusto. Ano to?
The question is vague also.
Yung debate na...
Is our policy the person that should not be named? The kind of like that? Well, the thing is this, just to cut the short story, I've written a lot of clarifications, right? So, I come down from Kulag for my birthday, and Baguio is my town, right? So I open the news and the next thing I see is there's not going to be a senatorial debate between the two major camps, right? And I was extremely frustrated because I feel this is the most important elections we're going to have in generations. Not only in terms of the number of people who will participate in this, which is going to breach the 50 million kind of number, but it's also in terms of implications that these elections will have for Philippine political system. Not to mention thousands of people dead, among other things, right? And yet, we cannot even have a decent debate among people who want to be our senators, for heaven's sake, right? People are going to be the guardians of our Republican Constitution. So in that moment of exasperation, I just went live on Facebook and said, you know what, you guys were asking for a debate with me for 3 years, you have been trolling me, let's have this, right? And then the other side seems to be very excited, right? So that's it, we move forward. Now,
sorry, is it true na may fee? There's a fee on side?
Right, so we're still finalizing things. There's not even a formal kind of poster yet, we even debated on that. Any fee that will be raised from the tickets will actually go straight to people of Marawi, and we're going to have a very transparent auditing here. We're not doing this for money or anything like that. We don't need this. Actually, the original plan was to do it in Davao, in a university, but we had certain issues with logistics. We really love to do that, so we just suggested, because this is it, my bigger plan, maybe I'm just already ruining it, is to create some sort of our model is Politicon in the United States, whereby we bring thinkers and media personalities from complete different sides of the political spectrum, right? And let them go ahead so that people can understand what is at stake, right? And which view is more substantive and much more appealing and appropriate for our country. Parang feeling ko dito sa Pilipinas, wala tayong counterpart na ganito. Everyone is in their own silos, nag-rant, nag-aaway, etc. And I feel that if there's no conversation between different sides, this polarization is just going to reach a carcinogenic level, right? This is the fear I have in terms of our discourse, right? So I felt it's time for someone to come and bring different sides together. My problem then, this was my probably tactical mistake, was I wanted to also make it clear that this is not like side A versus side B, that actually I'm coming in here as a thinker, right? As someone who wants to bring facts, not someone who's going to bring some partisan agenda versus another partisan agenda. And in the process, I think, Marshall McLuhan said the medium is the message. My mistake is I went on Twitter, and within very few characters, I started being more of an influencer rather than a thinker, right? And I think that's where I pissed off a lot of people from the other side, right? From supposedly the good side. I think they were very much disappointed with me. So I spent 2 weeks being bashed on Facebook by one side, and 1 week being bashed by the other side on Twitter, right? But I said, Margaret Thatcher said, if you're gonna stand in the middle of the street, you're gonna be hit by both sides. But if that's gonna be the kind of pendulum and springboard to create the kind of national conversation we want to have, then so be it. So this event is not really about me or the other person or anything like that. This is about breaking this barrier of complete absence of proper public square in this country where people from different sides can come together and hash it out. And this is going to be live streamed to millions of Filipinos who are non-partisan. I define politics as a struggle between one organized minority against another organized minority for the acquiescence of the silent majority. The silent majority wants to hear a proper discussion and debate, right? And this is what we want to provide them. I already had an 8-point clarification about what are our standards before this thing goes through. I have no contractual obligations. Unlike some of the rumors there, the other side doesn't have any dirt on me. There's nothing on me. If I'm gonna do this, it's for the greater cause, right? And any moment I can just walk out and say adios if this does not follow my basic standards. So I have red lines here. Nothing is final yet. But understand, this has never been done in this country, but it's actually standard in all other different countries. So how can you have a democracy where you cannot even bring different people from different sides together? That's anomalous. That's crazy. It's even crazy that we're debating whether we have to have a debate, right? That's how medieval our politics is. And I'm extremely frustrated. But probably it takes crazy people like me to start this thing. I'm gonna get bashed by all sides. It's okay. But 5 years, 10 years down the road, if God willing I'm still around, I'm gonna look back and say, at least I broke certain barrier. And I'm sure there are people gonna be after me who are gonna learn from my mistakes and are gonna do it better. But that's what pioneers do, right? We take all the punches, but we open the pathway for other people. Thank you.
Thank you.